This is our deck brunch of April the 27th, and I'm starting with showing you my workspace. So those tomatoes, I will be taking the stems off and seeding them and then putting them into my slow cooker pot with my sprouted mung beans and a bunch of other stuff. And then that's where I strain the seeds out, and then this is our meal. So I will be cooking that outside today because it's very warm, and it's just going to be warmer tomorrow, and I don't want to heat up the house too much. So I'm going to be plugging in my slow cooker outside. So I'm going to have a couple slow cookers on the go today outside. So I'm eating well, kind of oatmeal with pumpkin seeds, and then I put the ground flaxseed with burdock root and stuff and the psyllium on that, and the Saskatoons. And I'm having green tea, and James is having garlic toast with Roma tomatoes and the lemon poppy seed cake with the Saskatoons. And we'll have smoothies later on. I wasn't thinking things through. I forgot that there was psyllium that I'd put in there, and I'm going to be taking my flax oil, or my fish oil, which I don't know how much of that I'm going to absorb if I'm taking the psyllium. So anyway, I know I'm a mess. I haven't gotten ready for the day or anything yet. I've just been busy. I've been trying to do artwork in the morning, so that's been taking up a lot of my time. And we've been given loads of tomatoes, so I'm trying to process those even though it's warm out and I don't want to heat up the house anymore. Yesterday I heated up the house too much for my taste. A little warm. So I'm gonna cook outside today with hopes that that'll fix that problem. Do you want to eat my fish oil, vitamin D, baby aspirin, and B vitamins right now?
Okay. You take one aspirin?
You can take all of those things.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not taking too much.
You're not taking too much of anything.
Well, I take aspirin regularly.
Did you already take yours today?
But
well, then you're good.
Just so long as it's one of them.
It's just one baby aspirin. That's all.
And vitamin D, what is it?
There's 2 vitamin Ds there.
Oh, that should be.
It's fine.
Yeah,
just
vitamin.
take it.
Yeah.
Because you should take the fish oil right away.
Well, that's fine.
Don't do well in the light. Because anyway, I'll take mine. I was going to take it now, but then since I'm taking my fiber now, it doesn't really make sense. So I'll take it later when I take, I'll eat a smoothie later on. Drink, I guess.
Tank wanted to take some of this. Some of it wouldn't agree with you, buddy. Are you trying to be a good boy again right now? He says yes. Do you know where camera is, buddy? He's not sure. Maybe it's around the food, he's saying. He can't take his eyes off food. That's not like that old, was it a Frankie Lane or a Four Seasons song? Yeah. You like cheese, eh? That's what you're telling me? He likes it so much he's lying down for it, not just sitting. Very good, buddy. Maybe I'll scavenge some cheese. Is that okay? Good. Here you go, buddy. Put it right on your paw there. Did you find it? I found it. I think it's open. That was so cute, buddy. I'll give you some more. Right on your other paw. Yeah, he sure enough, found it. Let's go open more. This was the school. Big siren.
10 to 11.
Yeah, it's getting pretty late. Well, you've been busy today, right? You kind of know. Here you go, Tank. That's so cute when you shoot chow down there.
No, I just don't know why a buzzard go off.
10 to 11.
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense at all. I'm believing you. Your watch is pretty close to. Oh. And it's a Friday. Oh.
I think their intercom's a little bit loud.
Well, it's for the yard as well, right? Who knows which way the wind's coming from?
I could almost make out what she was trying to say.
Yeah, well,
If
she's
I
saying
really
like
tried.
there's a psycho killer on the loose. We got Americanitis here. Psycho killer with a huge array of guns.
I only got 6 hours, 46.
Yeah,
sleep.
well. Yeah.
So that might explain some of the broken dishes this morning.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty tired too, but at least we didn't get in a car accident.
Oh, that's what that is on that cereal. It's dried cherries.
Good show.
I'd forgotten. I probably knew when I bought it. It is tasty. I should have just made this for you two. Maybe tomorrow morning you want this?
Yeah. Or evening. But if you're making it for yourself, it's
we'll
just
be eating
oatmeal
this
is good
evening.
to good soporific.
Well, yeah, this isn't actually oatmeal. I can't remember what it was. It might have been spelt flakes or something like that, eh? That's the problem when I don't label my bulk items. I really know what they are a few months later.
That school alarm went off again.
Maybe the first one was an announcement of alarms.
Could be.
Because the second alarm went off precisely at 10:50. The other one was a little bit earlier, like not quite 10 to
Maybe
11.
they're having a fire.
Oh, maybe.
Anyway, it must be painfully loud over there. At least by the loudspeaker.
Even if they have a high school shootout over there, I don't think they're going to come here.
Oh, they'll have plenty of fun chasing the kids down.
Yeah,
That's what
I
it's
think
all
those
about.
high school shooters, I don't think they really go far afield.
No.
I think it's pretty targeted.
It's like someone at a shooting gallery at a fair or something. They're not going to go out. But it can happen in Lethbridge. It happened about 20 years ago. There was a guy waving a rifle around. There was a rifle. I guess right on the edge of the schoolyard. Got tackled by one of the cops.
So yeah, this was my pajamas that I wore last night. And then I wore them around town this morning. That was great. I will get ready for the day at some point. I don't know when. I could use a nap first.
I'll get ready for today sometime tomorrow. You too, Ted? He says yeah.
My tea went cold. Still good. Let's heat that up a little bit. Heavy pot. Perfection. So yeah, my dinner for today was from a recipe from Byron Ayanaglu, I think that's his name.
Where's he from?
I don't know. But he makes good recipes usually.
His
And,
last name sounds like it's Turkish.
well,
Igloo at the end.
he might
means
very
sun,
well
I think,
be.
in Turkish.
It's a recipe for a dal, but he spells dal D-A-L.
And instead of
Well, I know it as D-A-H-L. But I've also seen it spelled D-A-A-H-L. And I honestly don't know what it is. But,
you think it's an Arabic
what?
word?
Oh, it would be Indian. Sanskrit, presumably. Right? I mean, these things would be...
No, the D-A-H-L sounds like a German rendering. Trying to render a long A.
So can you explain that to me? Could they all be correct, just different, like through history or something like that? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Turkish tends to simplify things, like Arabic words. They kind of simplify a little bit the way they spell. Probably the way they pronounce them too.
So you think the D-A-L would be Arabic?
Turkish.
Turkish. And the D-A-H-L would be what?
Nope. Gotta think about the way Sanskrit's written.
And what do you make of the 2A version?
In German, if we got a word like Z-A-H-L, which is like our word to tell, which means to count, I guess, originally. So in German it means number. So that H after it, the A indicates it's a long A. They don't say the H. So it could be a German-like rendering. But I'm trying to think about Sanskrit. You know, at the end of syllables, they'll often have a...
So why would it be a Germanic rendering of an Indian word?
Well, that just doesn't make sense to me, right?
Yeah, okay. So that the 2A one doesn't make sense to you?
Not necessarily. I mean, we say A-H exclamation mark, like ah. We don't pronounce the H, right? So it could be an English rendering, right? Phonetic rendering. clumsy one.
Oh.
In Sanskrit, they definitely distinguish between long and short A's. Short A's aren't even spelled out. You say it like like a short U in the English language, but
So which one do you think is more accurate? Do you think it's the DAHL?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think there's a situation
I
where they
think
put
it'll
an
go.
H kind of at the end of a syllable. I know they put M's and or N's depending on what follows, how you read it. As I recall, it's a dot above the line. Their line is at the top of the words, kind of like.
Oh, yeah.
Now, a lot of words spill over the top, but a lot of letters, I should say.
Well, isn't Arabic that way also? It's not.
In Sanskrit, you actually, or Devanagari is the actual script, you actually draw the line.
Oh, you do?
You draw the line there.
Well,
And the letters tend to hang down from the
Arabic
line.
looks pretty uniformly squarish. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Okay.
When it's printed, it can look fairly neat. But when it's written in the more, it's really cursive, which means like written in a smooth flowing style, but some things are more cursive than others. And there's a lot of leeway in terms of how you write those things. So
I mean, like Chinese, or I guess Japanese, I don't know.
Well, Japanese uses a lot of the Chinese symbols, right?
But, I mean, yeah, but they're little squares. Each one's a little picture, right?
And they tend to be in a square or rectangle.
Yeah. But, so that looks very different too.
Yeah.
And the Vietnamese writing.
Nowadays, it's a Latin script. Would have been given to them.
You can tell
the
because
French?
of the dots and such. Yeah.
Those would indicate tones more than anything else.
Oh, is that what that's for?
As I recall, it's a tone language, like the various Chinese languages.
Yeah, when I was living, I'm sure this happens with everybody who, well, I don't know, but when I was living in inner Calgary and shopping almost exclusively in Chinatown, well, I mainly went to a few different places. One of them was a Vietnamese place. And, you know, I was certain that one of the days that I was there, just shopping around, I would just automatically start understanding the language. But, you know, it didn't happen. Actually, I had this stupid sense that I wouldn't even have to work at trying. It would just somehow pop into my brain.
Well, almost nothing is really learned by osmosis. Kids practice languages. They just don't sit around. But if a language is learned by osmosis, it's when a kid is very young.
But I suppose, how easy is it for you to learn a language now that you have so much background in it, though?
Makes it somewhat easier, you know, but it's more a question of focusing how you learn. You know what you got to concentrate on.
Don't do it. I have zero patience when I'm this tired, Tank.
Well, languages are pretty tough.
So do you learn a different type of language a different way? Is that what you're saying?
So,
So if you know that you're hitting an Asian language, you might use different techniques or something?
For example, if a language doesn't have an article, like the, don't worry about it. With German vocabulary, I try to learn.
That is one thing that I've picked up already, actually. I think I know what you're talking about already, so I want to just stop you. Because I think you are talking about how it does help to learn the in feminine or masculine or whatever, right with the word itself.
With the word.
There is a difference that way.
Yeah, it applies to French too.
And this is where I ran into trouble with Italian almost immediately. Because that's a ridiculous language.
It's got a lot of articles in it.
Yeah. Like, why does anybody need that many in one language? I don't know.
It becomes a matter of style more than anything else.
I wonder if once you've learnt them that way, though, if you've actually taken the time to do so, and you must, then perhaps once you get past that barrier, it's not any harder than any other. I don't know.
Well, that part of it's harder. But other things,
I'm ever going to learn Italian.
Other things are harder, right? So some languages, the sound system's really, it seems crazy, right? So I've mentioned the Khoisan or the Bushman type of languages.
Yeah.
There's tons of consonants, even here in North America.
Yeah.
And Dene languages like Beaver from around where, I don't know how many people speak it still, but around Grand Prairie or Navajo. Down in the United States, maybe in New Mexico.
Well, they need to really, there are so many. If you look at the placement of large university centers kind of things, they could focus, each one of those should have a focus on at least the one primary native language that is.
Yeah, it should be any place where they've
you see what I'm saying?
Got the resources for it. And so in North America, it should be just automatic.
Yeah.
But I think it should be any place where there's a fairly substantial minority language. So in Russia, they're an oil nation now. Instead of building up their military the way they have. For example, Russia, it looks like the last named elements, maybe 8 elements, were all discovered in Russia. So this is like 1999 to present. They've been discovered in, but what are they doing that? They've got people not doing that well economically, and they're wasting resources on discovering new elements. And, they're wasting resources trying to mess up with the politics of neighboring and not so neighboring countries, not just the United States, the Ukraine. They're messing around in Syria, supporting weapons of mass destruction guy, things like that.
Okay. So DAHL, that's what you're going with.
That's what I go with. I think they put an H at the end of the syllable.
Okay. Thank you for that.